Hi, how you doing? How was your week? Turned out to be a really pretty week. We were really hot in the beginning and got down to really chilly this morning. It was a fast week. That's what life is. It's very, very fast. Goes too quick, I think. So we're still working on what we're working on. But I was thinking, we're all grieving something. Like, a lot of us have lost people close to us, family members, friends that we had for so long, co-workers. There's always something. There's always something that we're missing, that we're grieving, that's gone, that's lost. And we all deal with it a different way. Sometimes it's a child. Sometimes it's somebody you knew a long time ago. Sometimes it's an older person. But we still grieve for them. We still miss them. They were still part of our lives and still will be. But grief is a weird thing. It's very complicated. And part of the reason is because we are all different. So we all grieve differently. And by grieving, I mean what we're doing and what we're feeling after the loss. You could lose the same person. You could be somebody that's been together for a long, long time and lose the same person and completely deal with it in a different way from each other. And that gets a little scary, because then how do you understand what the other person is going through? We lost our daughter. We deal with it in a different way from each other. And sometimes the understanding of what the other person is going through is not quite as strong as it should be. Sometimes we're so caught up in our own grief, our own pain. We think the other one should be just like us. We're not like that. People aren't like that. We're different. I kind of looked it up on the internet, and I don't want to read the whole thing, but it's kind of telling me the way two people in a relationship deal with grief can sometimes differ. If you understand these differences, you can achieve a balance with both of you. Grief is solitary. Grief is solitary. You grieve the way you grieve. George grieves the way he grieves. It's not going to be the same. Sometimes the feelings that you have, the stuff that you deal with after you've lost something, could have to do with remembering that person, looking at pictures, talking about them, trying to share stories about them and listening to stories about them. Maybe you can't do that. Maybe you feel you have a different way of remembering, a different way of dealing with those feelings. Like trying to get things done. Like settling things that have to be done, like doing the paperwork after something like this happens. Like helping the people who are through it. Like going to work. And honestly, we usually tend to do all of these things, but not at the same time. I don't know if this makes sense, but here's what I know. I know that we had a very, very, very big loss. And I know that my loss and Kenny's loss impacted upon more people than I can even imagine. I had to tell somebody, yesterday I had to tell somebody that she had died. And she had a very strong reaction to it. And I forgot how strong that reaction is. And I forget that not everybody handles their feelings the way I do. And not everybody handles their feelings the way I do at the same time as me. We're all different. We all handle things differently. One way is not better than the other. It's just how you do it. It's how you get through. There's a goal. And my goal is to remember her, to remember Carl, to do what I need to do to keep her vibrant, to keep her here, to keep her a part of us. And sometimes how I do that is by crying, and sometimes it's by laughing and remembering the funny stuff. And sometimes how Kenny does it is to make sure that everybody is safe. Make sure that the work gets done so that the practical stuff gets done so that we are all safe. One way is not better than the other. We are not going to feel the same way all the time at the same time. However, what we can do is understand that and take care of each other and listen and talk and share. It doesn't have to be forever. It doesn't have to be a 20,000 minute conversation. It could be a 5-minute conversation in the car. I'm having a hard time. I'm crying. I understand that, and I'm having a hard time trying to get all this work done. I understand that. If we can accept each other, we can get through this. There's no end. There's no, okay, we're done. That's not going to happen. But maybe there becomes a time when it's a little calmer. Maybe the seas will calm down for a little bit. Maybe the stuff that we need to get done will start to get done. I'm not really sure I want to give up the pain. I guess to me the pain means that she's still here, that I won't lose her. But for some people that pain is too hard and they can't get through the day with it. So we all deal with it differently. We just need to understand that we're here for each other and that it's okay. It's okay to be different. It's okay to handle things the way you handle them. It's okay to be crying or angry or scared or laughing, remembering or not remembering. You just deal with what you deal with. And for me and Kenny, we are going to try to understand that we're not always going to be on the same page, but that we both love each other, love Carl and Kevin and the rest of our kids, Lisa and Craig and Emily and Scarlett. We're in this together, and it may not go real smooth, but we're in it together. But what God doesn't promise, He doesn't promise that He's not going to do something, that this is not going to happen, whether He did it or it just happened. What He does promise is the comfort through the pain. Psalm 34, verse 18. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted. He saves those whose spirits have been crushed. In Matthew 5, 1 through 4, Jesus saw the crowds who were there, and He went up on a hill and He sat down. And his followers came to him. Jesus taught the people and said, those people who know they have great spiritual needs are happy. The kingdom of heaven belongs to them. Those who are sad now are happy. God will comfort them. And this is the one that kind of gets me through sometimes. John 16, verse 16. After a while, you will not see me. And then, after a little while, you will see me again. I'm going to go with that's calm. If we accept it, if we look for it, if we understand it a little bit, God will be there. Whether he sends my best friend over, or sends me a phone call from another friend, or gives us the time to be with our granddaughter and our son-in-law and our kids, Lisa, Kevin, and Em. It's going to be there. And my hope is this will calm the seas a little bit. So we can have a little more time to enjoy what we have now, including her. Ed Sheeran, who apparently is really good at writing songs like this, wrote a song called Supermarket Flowers. I took the supermarket flowers from the windowsill. I threw the day-old tea from the cup, packed up the photo album Matthew had made, memories of a life that's been loved, took the get well soon cards and stuffed animals, poured the old ginger beer down the sink. Dad always told me, don't you cry when you're down. But Mom, there's a tear every time that I blink. I'm in pieces. It's tearing me up, but I know a heart that's broke is a heart that's been loved. So I'll sing hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mom. When I fell down, you'd be there holding me up. Spread your wings as you go, and when God takes you back, we'll say hallelujah, you're home. Fluffed the pillows, made the beds, stacked the chairs up, folded your nightgowns neatly in a case. Sean says he'd drive and then put his hand on my cheek and wiped a tear from the side of my face. I hope that I see the world as you did, because I know life with love is the life that's been lived. So I'll sing hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mom. When I fell down, you'd be there holding me up. Spread your wings as you go. And when God takes you back, we'll say, hallelujah, you're home. Colleen was that and is that. She's the one who taught me how to deal with anxiety. She's the one who taught me how to deal with kids. She's the one who taught us all to understand that people are different. Her whole life was geared toward that. And not for nothing, she taught that to a lot of people. So when you're grieving, and when people you love are grieving, just remember we're all different, but we all matter, and we all need to be there for each other. So take care of each other. Understand. It's okay if you don't grieve the same way. It's okay if you don't feel the feelings the same way. Just take care of each other. Have a good week. I love you. I miss you a lot. But we'll be together soon. Take care.